everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and here is the speed version of the Art Joy of Sharing live stream show from 7/18/19. That one was fun to say. Um, at the beginning here, I was talking about what I was going to do during the live stream. The theme was actually build your stash, and the way that I like to build up my stash of collage papers, one of the ways, is to use gel plates and stencils. And so I decided to do that today with my 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 gel plate, as well as a new gel plate that you'll see later that was given to me by a viewer. Thank you very much. It is the new little tiny Jane Davenport gel plate that's the shape of a mermaid fin. That, and you'll see that later coming up. But the other new thing that I have is these Marabu alcohol inks. I bought a set of all 28 colors from joggles.com, which is having a sale 50% off of these alcohol inks. Still going on if you want to go over there. That is no benefit to me. I don't work for Joggles or I'm not affiliated at all. It's just a really good price. So if you want to pick up these inks, they're still on sale at the moment, which is 7/18/19 today. They're still on sale. So I wanted to use them on my plate, so I put down some white acrylic to start out with, and then a stencil from StencilGirl. All the stencils I'm using today are from StencilGirl. I pulled the white paint through the stencil so that now I have white underneath with openings in the stencil. And then I'm applying some different colors of the alcohol inks. There's amethyst and I think some type of a teal maybe, and copper. And then I'm going to pick up the paint and alcohol ink off the plate using some new paint that I got. This is quinacridone gold from DecoArt. They have a new premium line of tube paints, and I picked up a couple of them when they were an add-on item on Amazon for like $2.25 or something like that. I wanted to try out their new premium paints, and I didn't have a tube paint, a thicker paint, that was quinacridone gold at all, and that's a great color to use. It just matches everything. It's great. It's a translucent color, layers over the top. I wanted to pick that up. I also got their cobalt teal to try out because they were just add-ons. You know, that happens on Amazon when you're ordering something, and I think I added them on when I ordered some Biscoff cookies, a 300 pack for some people in the house that need to eat those right now. They're kind of a digestive cookie, and I saw the paint. I'm like, oh, gonna get that. So that's what I did. I got multiple prints off this first one. The ink and paint was sticking to the plate, and so I was able to pick it up in multiple layers. I got a few different ones. The paper that I'm using today to do this is deli paper, and it's the deli paper that is under whatever you see on my desk. So when you're watching me, I have to always have a clean desk. I don't like it when there's a whole bunch of paint and stuff all over the under paper and you can't really tell what's going on because there's so much stuff. So I'm constantly changing out this paper to make it more clean so that you can see what I'm doing in my videos. So as a result of that, I have a lot of paper that has a little bit of paint on it, or maybe it doesn't have very much paint on it at all. It's wrinkled. It's been laying on the floor. I picked up all those papers, and that is what I'm using to do these prints with. So the result of that is that the paper is kind of wrinkly, and I get a lot of really textured prints because the paint doesn't pick up evenly. It's not a smooth piece of paper. So I get just a ton of really cool, I don't know, it's you'll see it in the prints when you look at the pictures that there's a lot of wrinkles and lines and texture. Some people aren't going to like that, and if you don't like that, you should just go ahead and use smooth new paper when you're printing, not this old been on the floor in a pile paper. But I like to use up everything, so I am not going to waste that paper just because I have to continually change it out for videos. I do use it to make collage paper out of. So building my stash with that. This time I was using an alcohol ink that's called Rainbow, and it's a clear alcohol ink with like an iridescent glittery mica stuff in it. So pretty. So pretty. It's going to be my favorite of the Marabus. I don't think any of the other companies who make alcohol ink have anything like that, but it's kind of hard to see in the pictures like it always is, but it's got a lot of really sparkly iridescent shimmer on it. The copper was really shimmery too in the first set of prints. So this time I'm using lemon, um, agave, and olive alcohol inks with some white paint. And that's going to give me a real springy looking type print with those colors. And stencil from StencilGirl, which has just got some cursive alphabet on it. It's a pretty darn cool stencil. It was actually from Stencil Club, but I didn't get quite enough white paint on there to pick everything up real cleanly, and so I end up redoing and making a couple prints with this. I used some Naples yellow to pick up the next set, I think, but I got some really cool sections in there. Just I have a whole bunch that didn't pick up at all, so I had to redo my printing on that. It's always, you know, the only tip I have about that, the only thing I can say about that is where you live makes a huge difference. I live in Arizona. It's dry here. Although are having a little bit of humidity right now because it's the monsoon season, it's still not enough for this stuff not to really dry on my plate very quickly. During the live stream show, which you can see, you can watch the recording of the live stream show. There'll be a link at the end screen on the left-hand side. Excuse me. Peg was having a heck of a time. She was gel printing on fabric, having a heck of a time because hers wouldn't dry because she's in an area that has right now has 90% humidity. So it's just all going to depend on how thick of the paint is, how fast it will dry in your climate. And that's things that you have to practice. You can watch me gel print till the end of time, but your result isn't necessarily going to be exactly the same based on your environment. So that's just something you have to practice. The two main things are your humidity, environment, dryness level, and also how much paint you put on the plate. If you over goop it on there, it's not going to dry very quickly. For the type of gel gel printing that I like to do, which is to build layers and then pick all the layers off the plate with one layer of paint. So now I got out my brand new Jane Davenport printing set. It comes with an 8x10 plate, which I didn't get out because I've just got I got the 12x12 out, so I don't need that right now. I mean, I'll use it sometime, but I just wanted to use this little thin shaped mini plate. And I'm applying different colors of paint to the mini plate and then kissing them to the 12x12 to make a larger sheet. And then I have a bunch of paint where I was using my 2-inch brayer on the 6x6. So I do end up picking all that up as well with a stencil. But I was making a fun mermaid tail page. So this gel plate from Jelly Arts Jane Davenport set was given to me as Happy Mail from one of my viewers. I said, I sure would like to have that little fin-shaped mini plate. And then lo and behold, it arrived in an Amazon box from one of my viewers. So that was very, very kind. And thank you very much for that. I had a good time playing with it, and I'll certainly play with it some more as I have more time. But I used some fun colors that matched together pretty well, and I think that turned out fun, very fun. I have to do that some more. I, of course, can also just use the plate as like a stamp and do that same type of pattern right onto a piece of paper. You don't have to kiss it to the other plate if you don't want to. It'll give a different effect if you do it direct to the paper. So this time I didn't use any stencil. I just dripped on some different colors of alcohol ink. I think it was magenta and cinnamon and tangerine, I think, are the colors I used. And then I'm picking them up using a variety of colors: Naples yellow, quinacridone gold, and unbleached titanium or Titan buff, and kind of just scrumbling and using different colors to pick up the different colors to see what I get. You know, you never know what you're going to get. It's always fun to try. And so this first print, the first one that came up, that paper was very, very wrinkly. And so I had a lot left on the plate. And the second one was better. I like it better. So you'll see it on the right hand side. And I used a smooth piece of paper, which is the back side of my roll off paper, because I don't waste the roll off paper either. So, you know, I try not to waste anything. But I really like how this print came out. So I hope that you've enjoyed this speed up version of the live stream. You can go and watch the actual recording real time if you want to. Also, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or question below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, you can share this on Pinterest or Facebook if you'd like to, so that more people can find this gel printing video with Marabu alcohol inks. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.